Hi everyone, Tag here, and welcome to the first Furry Q&A. So a little while back, I know it was a long time ago, you may remember me asking you guys if you had any questions specifically correlating to my furry side. And today we're finally going to answer the questions that you guys sent in, so let's not waste any time and jump straight into it. Our first question comes from Marzalon, and they ask, how does it feel to be in a fursuit? Very different to being in not a fursuit. It's weird. You could see from a lot of my vlogs that my personality really does shift. I'm usually quite a reserved guy, kind of silent, just easygoing, but when I get into this thing, I'm a full animated character. I don't know how it happens, I can't explain how it happens, but it's just fun. And it always seems to put a smile on everyone's face, so that makes me happy. In terms of how it feels physically, I don't know, it could get a little hot. I'm not really a full suit guy, I'm more of a partial, just, you know, the feet and the paws and the head and the tail. But, you know, if you want to go full suit, that's up to you. But honestly, I will say, as stuffy as it can get when it's hot, it feels very freeing. And with the cold, cruel world that we live in now, a little happiness is what we all need. Our next question comes from Azur, and they ask, how do you see through most heads? There's actually a mesh in the eyes. You can't really see it that well on camera, but it's really only a one-way thing, so you can't see my eyes or anything, or my actual normal face inside of the suit. But through these eyes, you can actually see through the mesh. Like, I'm not sure how they're made, because my boyfriend made this. Shout out to Keto Furs, by the way, given some weight. This was actually his third suit, if I remember correctly. But there's a special mesh that pretty much all fursuiters use in the eyes that you could see out of, and it's one of those things that's not in your depth perception. It's not, you know, super far away, so you can see through it pretty easily from the inside, but obviously from the outside the eyes are so detailed and stuff, but that's all you really focus on. You can't see inside because it's so dark on the inside, but all the light coming from the outside is what you can see rather easily, so the mesh isn't really there to distract you. Our next question comes from Camden, and they ask, who is your favorite furry character? Gonna be honest, it's a cross between Conker or Banjo. I absolutely love the Banjo-Kazooie franchise, and of course, on Tag Plays, Conker is easily my favorite of all the games that I've played, and it's just a general fun game, and only really has one good game. I mean, save for stuff like Pocket Tales and 12 Tales, which, you know, one of which never actually came to be, and it kind of sucks that that's the case, but no sequel, unfortunately. Well, I mean, we do have a few sequels, but they're not really any good, objectively. I don't know, something about the amazing childlike adoration and goofiness and fun of Banjo, along with the cockiness of Kazooie, has always been a fun dynamic to watch, and Conker's crudeness, I can't get enough of it, man. This guy's just batshit insane. I love it. A Duck in Black asks, are you the type of furry that goes the beans, or a type that likes furries ironically? No, I just fully enjoy being a fursuiter and being a furry by extension, and it's just a fun thing for me to be in, and I've been a lot happier because of that. And in terms of the beans, I mean, is that like a meme? I've heard of like the beans and whatever in the fursuit community, but nothing to create a massive uproar. I guess I kind of missed that part. But no, I enjoy being a full-on furry through and through. It's helped me be a better person and more bubbly and bouncy and just more fun overall. I've met some great people through the furry community, and honestly, I'm just a lot happier because of that. Trackside Maniac asks, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you in the furry community? Being barked at or made fun of, or in terms of like hate comments. You know what's really funny about that is you haters, you know that by engaging with this content you're only going to be recommended it more. So even so much as watching it for more than a few seconds on something like Instagram or TikTok, or even right here on YouTube, you're helping my numbers grow. You're doing me a favor. So that's kind of funny to me. I find that pretty hilarious. Power9 Studios asks, what kind of furry costume do you recommend? I love, personally, the cartoony ones. Just the overly cutesy, kind of like Tag here, just the overly bouncy, overly animated personalities, only if you have the energy for it, though. The realistic ones, I mean, to each their own. I guess people, you know, they have their fans and all, but I don't know, just something about their realistic look in terms of real animals in the real world compared with people wearing suits that look just like them. Personally, it just kind of, it doesn't creep me out, but it does give you a kind of like, ugh. It does give me the chills sometimes. Not enough to scare me per se, but I just prefer them when they're cutesy and cartoony, like tag here. But that's what I would personally recommend. But ultimately, if it's something that you want to look into and get your own fursuit, then that really comes down to what clicks with you. Makia asks, what got you into the fandom? I got a whole massive video right here documenting everything and all the details over the years that turned me into a furry and got me into the fandom. TLDR, it started with a really bad Freddy Fazbear OC. Miles asks, have you ever been to a furry convention before? Outside of London Fur Meets, which technically doesn't actually count as a convention because it's the hints in the name, it's a London Fur Meet. Not really, no. I've been to MCM Comic Con. In fact, I was just there earlier this week. Well, weekend, I guess you could say, on the Saturday. And that's really the only con that I ever actually attend. Although I do want to go to Confuzzled at some point. I would love to finally go to a full-on furry convention. That would be... oh, it would be amazing. Sinbromigo asks, what does it feel like to be a furry, and what does it feel like if and when I get hate for it? Honestly, like I said earlier, it's just such a freeing thing. I've kind of been building up to it, like I mentioned in that old video about my journey from normie to furry, for years. It's just sort of been a gradual thing, and I felt happier when I actually became one. Now, as for how I feel when I get hate, I don't feel bad at all. In fact, if people want to hate me, I encourage you to do so because all that does is boost my numbers, so keep on hating. Your anger feeds my bank account. Joseph asks, do you watch B&A, Brand New Animal? I don't actually know what that is. Oh, this! This is on Netflix, I've seen this! You know, that doctor and that little animal-like character, it's giving Psycho Cuties a little bit. Mimi. Honestly, I keep seeing it on Netflix, and every time I look at it now that I'm a furry, I'm even more inclined to watch it, but I just haven't yet. I promise, I'll watch it one day. Eddie asks, who's your favorite furry creator? And if you could change any specifics about your current character, what would you change it to? I don't think I actually have a furry creator who is my favorite right now. I know I probably did a while ago in my old furry video from normie to furry, but now, I'm not quite sure. As for specifics of what I would change on this guy, I've got a whole rebrand coming up that's going to explain that question, so hold your horses and just wait and see. And that brings us to the end of the questions, folks. I want this kind of Q&A to be an ongoing thing, so if you have any questions of your own, then please do leave them in the comments below, but they do have to be furry related, so if you've got anything, ask away. This is also probably going to be the last video I put out for a while because I'm about to take a massive hiatus to work on some projects of mine for YouTube. It's a lot of them have been in hiatus and they just need some time, and I need some time to work on them or for them to be worked on, and you know how it goes. I kind of want to just push for furry and animation content from here on out. I'm not really interested in doing anything else. So I hope you guys can appreciate that, and yeah, just look forward to the rebrand whenever that shows up, because the way the channel looks right now, by the time I return, it's going to look very different when I'm ready to come back. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Thanks very much for tuning into the first furry Q&A. Hopefully a bunch more of these are going to come out, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. Bye!